welcome to another episode of RGS3 101. And in today's episode, we're going to do a deep educational dive into BadAvatar, what it is, why it exists, and how it works. I'm going to make this as simple as possible as I do all my other 101 series. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get to the presentation. Today, we're diving into one of the most interesting discoveries in the Xbox 360 research scene in years, the BadAvatar exploit. This discovery showed that even after more than a decade of updates, the Xbox 360 still had hidden weaknesses buried deep inside its update system. In this episode, we're going to explain what the BadAvatar exploit is, how it works, and why it exists in the first place. This is part of an ongoing RGS3 101 series, where we explore the technology and security behind the Xbox 360. To understand why BadAvatar is important, we first need to understand the Xbox 360 security model. The console was designed around something called a chain of trust. Each stage of the boot process verifies the next stage using cryptographic signatures. In simple terms, every piece of software must prove it was created by Microsoft before it is allowed to run. At the center of this system is the hypervisor, which acts like a security supervisor for the entire console. This architecture was designed to make it extremely difficult for unauthorized code to run. However, complex systems often contain assumptions, and those assumptions can eventually lead to vulnerabilities. The BadAvatar exploit revolves around something most people never think about: avatar updates. When Microsoft introduced the NXC dashboard, they also introduced customizable player avatars. These avatars require extra data such as clothing models, animation files, accessories, and visual assets. Because of this, the console sometimes downloads avatar update packages that install additional resources. These packages are processed by the system update mechanism. And that process is where researchers discovered an unexpected weakness. The vulnerability appears in how the system handles some avatar asset data. Normally, update packages must pass strict cryptographic signature verification before being installed. However, in certain parts of the avatar update process, the system begins reading and parsing asset data before fully verification process is complete. This means the console starts trusting information too early in the process. When that happens, carefully crafted data can cause unexpected behavior inside the system. At a high level, the exploit works by crafting a specially structured avatar update package. Inside that package is malformed asset data. When the Xbox attempts to process that data, it encounters a structure that does not match what the system expects. This can lead to memory corruption, which is when the program begins reading or writing memory in unintended ways. Memory corruption is often the first step towards gaining deeper control over the system. Researchers can then analyze how the system behaves and potentially redirect execution in controlled ways. So why does this vulnerability exist at all? The answer comes down to security assumptions. Developers sometimes treat certain types of files as harmless. Avatar assets were mostly considered cosmetic data rather than security-sensitive inputs. Because of that assumption, security did not treat those files with the same level of scrutiny as executable code. But security research has shown time and time again that any input can become an attack surface. if it is not validated correctly. BadAvatar is important for several reasons. First, it demonstrates that vulnerabilities could still exist in areas of the system that were rarely examined. Second, it works through a software pathway rather than requiring hardware modification. This makes it a fundamentally different from hardware-based attack, like research glitch attack. And finally, it shows that mature platform like the Xbox 360 can still contain hidden attack surfaces. This makes it a fascinating discovery in the history of console security research. If we look at the history of the Xbox modding, we can see a clear evolution in exploit techniques. The original Xbox was exploited using save game vulnerability. The early Xbox 360 saw the JTAG exploit, which targets a flaw in the bootloader verification process. Later on, researchers discovered the research glitch hack, which attacks hardware timing during boot. The BadAvatar exploit represents something different, a vulnerability in the system update and asset processing pipeline. Each of these discoveries teaches us something new about how secure the system behaves in the real world. BadAvatar highlights several important lessons about system security. First, never trust external input. Even something as simple as an avatar accessory file can contain malicious structures. Second, validation must happen before data is processed, not after. And finally, small design assumptions can create very large vulnerabilities. Security engineering is not just about cryptography. It is also about careful input handling. I hope that presentation was all that you want it to be. Both the illustration and all the information that I brought to you. I did my best to make it as simple as possible so everyone can understand. So as I continue to make more videos, I appreciate your support and all the videos you people keep watching. So I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe and have a good one.